This one may be it. This one may be it. The highly anticipated Little Uzi Vert's Pink Tape dropped this past Friday, and it's anticipated to be #1 on top of Billboard's Hot 200 album charts. There's been a lot of speculation about the album. There's been a lot of reviews about it, but it's time for me to give my take. It's time for sounds and breakdowns. All right, so at first listen, I was like, what in the hell is this? Because the album was all over the place initially. I was like, I heard some elements of kind of just rap, R&B elements and rap pop elements. I was like, okay. Then I heard some mosh pit, like high energy vibes. I was like, okay. Then I heard some rave, screw vibe, dance vibes. I was like, okay. Then I heard some rock and heavy metal vibes. I was like, okay, like how many different genres is gonna be in this on this album? So I was kind of like not confused, but I was like, I was just trying to wrap my head around it because I was like, okay, what is the purpose of this album? Because the music head in me wants to kind of make sense of everything, and I was like, So I went and listened to it again. And I just started to categorize the songs, group them accordingly, and after I was able to do that, it all made sense. All right, so starting off, the first category that I kind of grouped was mosh pit vibe, and that's how I started off the album with Flooded the Face. High energy, mosh pit energy. Again, something that I can easily see him perform at a festival, getting the crowd hype, getting the crowd to mosh pit, and what have you, just go crazy. But in the actual song, Flooded the Face, the first thing he does is addresses his sexuality, because there's a lot of rumors around, because he also identifies as being non-binary. There's always been some speculation about his sexuality, so he, off the bat, starts to talk about how he enjoys and how he 8 bitches a day, and so he started. That's the energy that he started the album with the mosh pit type vibe. So that's Flooded the Face. I like the song, but it's not my favorite from that category. Suicide Door is another mosh pit hype song vibe, another song that I can easily see him getting everybody to chant to, mosh pit to during a festival. But my favorite from that category, if you will, is featuring Travis Scott. Definitely my favorite. Production, A1. Arrangement is A1. And just the energy overall from that song, I really like. Endless Fashion featuring Nicki Minaj. Again, another R&B kind of like pop vibe. It actually sampled a very popular joint called Blue by Eiffel 65. So they sampled I'm a blue and a blue dun die. So that was the major sample on that track. Again, something else that I can easily hear on the radio. Mama I'm Sorry, another very radio friendly song. Sampled somebody I used to know, G-O-T-Y-E, Gautier, I want to say is the name. I probably butchered the group's name, but that was a very, very popular alternative pop song from back in the day, and they sampled that in Mama I'm Sorry. Pluto Tomorrow is another radio-friendly song on the album. A lot of pop elements, very catchy hook. So a lot of these songs are songs that I relate to Uzi to. That reminds me of like just standard Uzi. He also had a few rave dance vibes. As we know, his leading single, Just Wanna Rock, have that dance vibe, rave energy behind it, but also Fire Alarm has kind of like this rave dance, but screw element. So it starts with kind of like this rave vibe music-wise, but then when he starts to do his verses, it has this chopped screw kind of vibe behind it. And I'm from Texas, so I love a screwed up addition to a song. So I thought it was pretty dope. End up liking Fire Alarm, another one of my favorites off the album. Then it goes into kind of like a rock heavy metal vibe. Amped was the first song that I kind of felt that energy from. He sung in kind of like an alternative rock vibe. I was like, okay, I can see where he's trying to go with this. CS. Now I actually was surprised that I really liked the song because it kind of it meshed in between rock and heavy metal. And I love the song arrangement on CS. It started, the song started out with just a guitar riff, and then it progressed to Uzi just singing in an alternative style vibe. And then it progressed into the production just drops in and it goes heavy metal. And I was like, okay, then the music drops back off and it's Uzi again singing alternative. So it just takes you on like this journey between rock and heavy metal that I really liked and didn't think I would like. CS is probably one of my favorites on the album. Werewolf, straight heavy metal. I was like, oh, I can't, I can't hold you. I can't vibe with it, but I understood the intent behind it. But yeah, Werewolf featuring Bring Me the Horizon, full metal song, not my vibe, but I understood the intent behind it. Okay, well, overall, I really liked the album. I think the production was top tier. I loved his song arrangements. I love the melodies that he chose. And I appreciate that he took a chance and pushed the envelope and introduced a genre that he's trying to move into. You can tell that the theme of this album was to kind of show you where he's been musically and where he's trying to go. That's the takeaway I got from this album. I took that he showed us basically, okay, here's this melodic rap, pop, R&B vibe that you know me for, but I'm also gonna give you some of this mosh pit, high energy vibe that you also know me for. I'm gonna give you like this new element dance rave track with that type of vibe, and I'm gonna introduce you to this rock, heavy metal vibe that I'm really into, and I feel like this is gonna be my next wave. So because of that, I really think that's dope that he's giving us something that we're used to, but also showing some progression of where he's trying to go musically.